Welcome to episode 35 of the Metamagix Monster Manual and another continuation of the Demon Souls chapter. In today's episode, we're going to be covering how I think you should run the Dirty Colossus and its unique magic item in DnD 5e. As a reminder, you can find a link to every single stat block and every single magic item from the Metamagix Monster Manual in the description of this video. It'll take you to my Discord where you can find downloadable pictures for free. And if you want to see all these monsters and magic items run live in action, you can jump on over to my Twitch stream where I run weekly interactive D&D campaigns featuring all items and monsters from the Metamagix Monster Manual that you, the viewer, can influence. The link to that can also be found in the description. But before we jump into the stats, let's talk about the design goals of the Dirty Colossus stat block. And the design goals are, it is meant to be a intermediate type difficulty monster. It is also meant to be designed as a juggernaut tank-like character with a good amount of hit points, as well as a versatile attack pattern of both melee and ranged attacks. But with the design goals out of the way, let us begin. So this is the Dirty Colossus, and to begin, the Dirty Colossus is classified as a large fiend with the chaotic evil tag. It has an armor class of 13, which is its natural armor, hit 140 hit points, and a movement speed of only 10 feet. For the stat array, it has a pretty high strength and constitution at 19 and 18 respectively, with a only 7 dex, 5 intelligence, 11 wisdom, and 10 charisma. It has a damage vulnerability to fire, a passive perception of 10, speaks 0 languages, and is a challenge rating of 8. For the Dirty Colossus's abilities, it only has flies. Certain attacks from the Dirty Colossus also apply flies to the target. While the target is afflicted by flies, they take 1d4 piercing damage at the start of each of their turns as the flies attack their skin. The flies persist for 1 minute or can be killed prematurely if the afflicted target takes any amount of fire damage. So with the Leechmonger stat block, it was more of a tutorial on bleed afflictions with the leeches, and now you can throw this medium difficulty creature that leans a bit more heavily into that affliction with the flies mechanic. However, it takes fire damage instead of just an action to clear the flies normally. Moving on to the actions, we first have the multi-attack. The Dirty Colossus makes 5 fly cannon attacks, and the fly cannon is a ranged weapon attack plus 7 to hit with a range of 30 to 60 feet, with one target dealing 1d4 plus 4 piercing damage per hit. So there's going to be 5 of these attacks. You can either spread these out amongst multiple targets, or you can just focus down one target with up to 5d4 plus 20 piercing damage if all of them hit. This attack also applies flies to the target. For the other actions, we have Hand Slam, which is a melee weapon attack, plus 7 to hit, reach 5 feet, and deals 2d10 plus 4 bludgeoning damage. And the final action is Cloud of Flies. The Dirty Colossus curls and after a few seconds explodes in a 10-foot radius, surrounding itself in a cloud of flies. Every other creature must succeed on a DC 15 dexterity saving throw or take 2d8 piercing damage and become covered in flies. So your party has defeated the Dirty Colossus and are looking to reap the rewards. They will find the Eroded Demon Soul. It is a very rare consumable item that requires attunement by a spellcaster. It is the soul of the demon Dirty Colossus. It radiates a strong power. While attuned to this item, you may consume the soul to learn the Cloud Kill spell. This does not count against the total number of spells you know. The spell save DC equals your own. You may cast the spell once without expending a spell slot. You may not cast the spell again in this way until you finish a long rest. So even if you kill this creature and consume the soul, you can cast the spell even if you are not the required level of a spellcaster, but only once per day. So if your party manages to kill this pretty early, they will have a pretty powerful spell at their disposal in the earlier levels, should you choose to throw this at them earlier on. But guys, that is how I think you should run the Dirty Colossus and the Eroded Demon Soul in D&D 5e. If you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed the stat block, be sure to leave this video a like and leave any comments or questions you have about either of these down in the comment section below. And we have a lot more Demon Souls content coming up very soon, so be sure to subscribe if you have not. And until next time, guys, have fun, stay safe, and as always, happy gaming.